When you find a real estate platform that aligns everyone in the entire company financially by making us real estate agents owners, so when the average agent wins, everyone wins, that's the secret to success. And when you surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurial people who absolutely love what they do, they love serving people, they love God and life, and you put yourself in an environment of high energy, high producing, positive people every day, you can't help but succeed in business and in life. We are changing the real estate industry and changing real estate agents' lives. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever podcast. Hey, Eugene, man, I'm excited. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever podcast, our first one ever. Have my friend Gene Hastings on here. Welcome, Gene.
Thank you. Good morning.
Man, I'm super excited to have you on our podcast today, and I'm going to just jump right in. All right.
Okay.
Hey, so tell me about your real estate journey, Gene. Who's Gene Hastings, and what's your story?
Okay. Well, I actually got into real estate by doing buying homes and remodeling and reselling homes, and did that for quite a while, and decided one year that I was going to get a real estate license. I'd been selling my own listings. I'd been listing them, but I did all the work and sold them myself. And I decided to get a real estate license in 2000. And so I got my real estate license and told my fiance at the time I was going to market my own properties. And one thing led to another, and I found out I was actually pretty good at finding buyers. And so I kind of took a left turn somewhere and ended up becoming a real estate agent. And we sold our place in Scottsdale, and we moved up to Prescott, Arizona, and started working up there. And my wife was not, we got married, and my wife wasn't a realtor, but she helped out a lot with marketing and that. And we went from brand new real estate to selling 120 houses a year. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So we did that for a few years in Prescott, and I still got into building, did a bunch of new builds in Prescott, and ended up moving back to Scottsdale, and we've been here 20 years now. So.
All right, cool. All right, awesome. So tell me, how did you hear about EXP, and what were the top one or two things that really excited you about the model, and that you would even consider partnering with us?
Okay. Well, actually, I heard about EXP from you. Thank you. And forever indebted to that. And but I owned my own brokerage for a few years, and a company called HomeSmart ended up, we cut a deal with them, and I went over to HomeSmart and thought, yeah, I'll stay here for a year or so and decide what I'm going to do next. And it was about 14 years later when the phone rang, and it was you. And I had kind of been looking around at doing some different things, and actually had looked at KW as one of my options, and was looking at it when you called. And I knew nothing about EXP, never even heard of EXP, never seen one of their signs, really knew nothing. And when you called and said you had a business opportunity, I was all ears. And then when we went through the video, I couldn't make the switch fast enough. Completely disrupted my entire life. I think I told you I was going to wait until next year to do it, only because I had a bunch of deals going. I had listings, I had stuff in escrow, I had buyers I was working with, and I was just going to wait until that calmed down. But I literally couldn't even sleep for the next 3 days, and just excited about the rev share and the ownership opportunity. And I think I called you back 3 days later and said, I'm just going to go ahead and do this.
Yeah, and I'm sure that you're glad that you did too, because with the stocks went up like crazy as well, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think the first stock that I got was around $7 or $8. So, and I think at one point they were up to almost 150, and then they split.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's been a pretty amazing trip for sure with the stocks. Um,
absolutely.
Let me ask you, Gene, what was the most difficult part of being, you were a solo agent for a while, you were a team leader and a business owner for a while. What was like the biggest, um, you know, the most difficult things in those different parts of your business, and how has EXP really helped those things?
Right. So, yeah, I've owned a brokerage. I ran a branch office. I managed two offices for another company. Um, I've done quite a bit of quite a few different things, and but I've always been really, really hands-on and almost to the point of micromanaging. I just had to have my fingers on everything that was going on. I felt like if I didn't keep the balls in the air, nobody would.
Right.
And coming over here and seeing what really successful agents are doing, and that's one of the most beautiful things about this company is it's everything is not, it's like they pulled the curtain back and opened everything up. Nobody's hiding anything. But after seeing all of these agents and how they do things, and learning how to kind of delegate and let go and not try to do everything in my business, has made a huge difference in my business.
Yeah. So share that with us. When you say that it's been a huge difference in your business, share that with us. What exactly what happened?
So if I look at this year compared to the last year I was at my previous company, I'm on track right now to make about 5 times what I made at that year. And
Wow.
I can honestly say I work about 25% of what I did when I was making so, that much less.
Wow. All right.
Yes.
Awesome. Um, what surprised you the most about EXP? What were you not expecting that's even better than what you thought it would be? There's usually a couple of surprises that we get.
I think the biggest surprise is just the openness and the willingness to share, and just being able to get information from people that are far more successful than I am, um, and get it honestly and openly. I belong to a lot of coaching programs, and I've spent $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month on coaching programs that gave you just enough to keep you coming back, but never really got you anywhere. And now with the level of coaching and training and that's available to us as EXP agents, more specifically to our group, it's just absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. When you talk about some of the free coaching and training that we get from NAEA, from National Association of Expert Advisors, right? From Jay Kinder, Mike Reese, Al Stasic, those guys are our business partners. How tell us, how has that really changed some of your business, and have you really taken advantage of? I know they have training in our private Facebook page. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 times a week. Then we have access to their back office of all their tools and systems that they charge like 25 grand a year for, that we get at no cost. What have you implemented, or what have you done, and how has that changed your business, and how much do you take advantage of that?
Yeah, so I'm not real into live classes just because of a busy schedule and that, but because of all the videos and the training and stuff that's available anytime, I've been able to implement some of those strategies in that. In our market, I guess our average sale is probably 500,000. So not huge commissions, but pretty good commissions. And my previous company actually had an award for agents that made $100,000 in a year. And a lot of agents strive to reach that and did. And it's called the Diamond Club, and I was in the Diamond Club for several years. And when I came over to EXP and I saw one video that was talking about setting goals, and one of the goals that I had set a long time ago, not really a goal, it was more of a dream, was to make not $100,000 in a year, but to make $100,000 in a month. And so I took some of the training and strategies in that, and also the looking at what other people have done kind of opens your mind to, yeah, that can be done. And anyway, after being sick almost all of January of 2019 or 2020, I came back and I thought, it's not just a goal or a dream. I really do need to make a bunch of money next month. So I implemented some of their marketing, mainly buyer marketing, and turned it around and made a little bit over $107,000 in commission in 1 month, just using the training.
Oh, that's awesome. So I mean, 100 grand in 1 month. Have you ever done that before?
No.
And didn't you do it almost 2 months in a row?
A few months later, I was telling somebody about it, and they said that was great, but could you do it again? And so I turned it around and I did it again.
All right, awesome. I know one big question many agents have for me is, what kind of support will they get from their local state broker, and how accessible, is the broker going to be? What's your experience been like for you?
So at my previous company, broker support was really good. I would consider it exceptional. HomeSmart was a great company. I loved HomeSmart. I was there for 14 years, but and I knew a lot of the brokers. And but if it was after hours, you had to call in and you had to get you'd get a call back, and depending on what the problem was. So it wasn't great on weekends or after hours. With EXP, when I first came in, I gave a little pushback to the whole EXP world thing. Didn't really understand it. It looked a little video game, it just didn't really appeal to me at first, until I had a need to talk to a broker. I had some technical issues with my computer and getting things set up, and I needed to talk to someone in accounting. I went into the world and I was done in 15 minutes. It was amazing, popping from office to office. And after that, I was hooked. Right now, it's just so easy. Pop into the world. I can do it on my phone, and I have their personal cell phone numbers. So broker support is just completely different over here. It's just always available.
Yeah, I found the same thing. I text my broker. I don't need them very often, but if I do, I just text her and she gets back to me. I've texted her on a Friday night at like 9 o'clock, figuring she'd get back to me on a Monday, and she'll text me. She texts me back at like 10. Just got back home from date night. Hey, if it's emergency, call me, or call me tomorrow, Saturday, anytime from 9 to noon. So I found the same thing.
Right.
Have you taken advantage of the calendars of your senior business partners like Jay Kinder and Al Stasek, Michael Reese? How available have they been to you, and how's that helped you?
That's helped a lot. I've had a few Zoom meetings with the guys, with potential agents coming on board, and I know one of the times, I think it was Jay, was actually going to pick his son up from something, and he was doing a Zoom call with me and an agent parked in a parking lot. So he's definitely made himself available.
Yeah, I remember calling one of my big Canadian, actually my first Canadian business partner that partnered up with me, Pierre. I reached out to geez, I can't think of his name. Biggest guy in our group, Brent Gove. and he was in Hawaii. And I texted him, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm in Hawaii with on vacation with my family, but yeah, just think of the time frame, and I'm available from here to here." And he gave me 3 or 4 different times when he was on vacation, and we jumped on, and so yeah, it's amazing that the support that we get for sure. Tell me about coming to the live events. I know you came to a live event here with us in Arizona. You didn't have to go too far, but how was the live events, and what would you suggest? How beneficial was that for your business?
The live events are well, I've only actually been to one live event. I've been to a couple virtually now.
Right.
And honestly, the virtual ones have been exciting. And I think I got just as excited leaving the virtual events as I did leaving the live event, although it was really cool seeing everybody and being able to shake hands and that. But yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you come to the event and you really, the excitement and just hearing the success and everybody wanting to help you reach that same success is just amazing.
Yeah, I've been to several, even obviously during COVID, we had a couple of the virtual events when everyone was closing down their offices. We had 10,000, even 15,000 people online getting on all the 80, 90 different breakout sessions for training. Yeah, it's been pretty phenomenal. Since COVID's getting a little bit better here, we've gone to a few, and they've been amazing. And our business partners, I see Levi McDonald. I want to give you out a shout out to Levi, my business partner and sponsor. He's on our live here today. He was in Mexico with me when I got asked to speak in Arizona up on stage. He wasn't planning on going, and he got a ticket, and he jumped on as well and hung out with me for a few days in Arizona. And Kathy Klukas is on here as well. So I want to give a shout out to you guys. Thanks for joining us today. So let me ask you, if there was just one takeaway that you would want to make sure that if there was anyone on here listening today that's a good close friend of yours, someone that you really cared about, what would you want to make sure that they understood and that they took away from this interview today?
Well, with regard to EXP and the company, it's just an amazing thing. It's so different. I've like I said, owned my own brokerage. I've managed brokerages. I've been in real estate for 33 years, 20 years I've been licensed. And what I've seen over and over and over again with every brokerage, it doesn't matter what brokerage it is, and really even with the people that I know that I've been talking to at KW, which is a similar type of setup, there's no comparison. The brokerage is here not only just to sell houses and a place to hang your license, but a place to build a business, to build a legacy, to build something that, no matter how hard I work and how much I build a team and even a brokerage, it's not really the same as coming here and putting something together and having an organization that I can pass down to my kids. That's right. To me, that's just absolutely amazing. The fact that I can build something and my kids don't have to be realtors per se, they have to be licensed, but they can take over what I'm building and keep going with it. And that's absolutely amazing. And it's not available anywhere else. I mean, the stock thing, of course, that's not available anywhere else either. And I just bought a new car. I've been driving an Escalade for 20 years now, and I get a new one every couple of years. And I never really go all out with the Escalade, the top of the line one that they have. But this year I did. And the only reason I did was because of the stocks. The stocks, that's just an amazing thing in itself. I mean, they've been growing, but the fact that I'm taking 5% of my commission and putting it into stocks, and they're buying it at a 10% discount, so I'm making money the day they buy it, and putting it in there, and it's just kind of sitting there. And then you pop in there and you see what's in there. It's amazing. It's the growth in that in itself. But I I was able to buy that car and not have to go and finance a whole bunch of.
Yeah, right.
So that
Didn't you sell a little bit of stock too and buy a property, an investment property?
Yeah, that was the first time I sold. I felt guilty selling the stock, but as long as you're putting it into something else that's an investment, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, and you earned it, so that's fantastic. All right. Hey, my last question is, if you could join EXP all over again, what would you do differently? If you don't mind me sharing, so you could save your friends from making the same mistake you did. We all usually make a mistake or two in our lives, right? What was the biggest mistake you made considering partnering with us?
I'm not sure that I really made a mistake. I just wish I wish you would have told me about it years ago. I mean, the only real regret that I have is that I didn't do this several years ago.
Right.
And, no, it's been great. I mean, I'm glad that when I did it, I didn't wait. That would have been a mistake.
Yeah, you were one of the first ones, or one of the ones that came over within a week or two after me sharing the opportunity with you. A lot of people do, they got to do their due diligence, and they should, but sometimes just because we're busy, they drag it on, and it's not priority. It's not a top thing. Nobody wants to make a move, right? Usually, unless it's just timing. You were kind of thinking about it, right? You were thinking about maybe going to KW, but when you saw the model, I remember you saying there was no comparison. Right. So I got you at a good time. The average person, they're happy, right? And that's what we want. We want happy agents. 95% of the people that we attract to the company are very happy where they're at. But if they're open-minded and they'll just be open-minded to take a look and do their due diligence, do the math, right? If you just do the math, it's been incredible. I know a lot of guys and girls have just saved tons of money on their health insurance, right? Because they have the health insurance plan now. So the list goes on and on. Well, that's I really appreciate your time today, Gene. Any last minute words that you'd like to share with anyone that's listening today, and then we'll sign off. And I really appreciate you taking the time today, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just have to say, going back to what I said a minute ago, there's just no comparison to other brokerages, and I think that's the biggest problem that agents have when they look at this. Is they just expect it to be like everybody else. That's all they've ever known. And as real estate agents, if we've been in the business 5 years, 20 years, whatever, we've seen all these brokerages. They all do the same thing. And so when somebody comes along and says, no, this is great, it can be hard to believe. So take a hard look at it. And I think you'll see the difference. And if you talk to a few people that are over here, the excitement's always there. So.
And you've been with the company for a year and a half now. So
right.
it wasn't just a few weeks ago, right? So
right.
And if anyone wants to reach out to you, we have your phone number there on the screen. Is that the best way to reach out to you, by calling you or texting you?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a call, text me. I'm happy to answer any questions or do anything I can.
All right, awesome. Hey, thanks for joining us today, Gene. We really appreciate you. And we'll be seeing everybody here next week as well, every Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern time. We're going to be coming here for the Financial Freedom Forever podcast. Thanks, and have an awesome week, guys. God bless.
Thanks.